the FN Browning High Power, sporting traditional plastic grips. You can see flat on this side, and then you have a little thumb rest on this side. Now you have the lock grip panels on here. This is their bogies pattern in a brown black configuration. Very nice, totally different feel. And these are lock grips, the grenade pattern. You can kind of tell why it's called that, in the dark red black. And these are probably my favorite. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. So you probably imagine this video is on lock grips. So this is the FN Browning High Power. This particular one is made in the 1980s for the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces. Now, lock grips, I've been looking to kind of switch out the grips for this particular handgun, and this handgun will get a full review, don't you worry. But this is just talking about the grips, because I wasn't a big fan of that thumb rest. It kind of got in the way when you were shooting, because I like to kind of ride a little bit high, which is a shame because this also would cause malfunction if you ride too high. So you have to kind of ride it like that, and this is where my left palm would rest. So I ended up wanting to switch it out, reached out to Lock Grips. They're very kind and sent out a few different pairs to sample out. I don't get anything for doing this review except for a few samples. If you guys are looking to support the channel in any way you can, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, kind of helps out with the algorithm. And also, if you'd like, I've got these new Gator sunglasses made by Gators with a Z. Very nice OD green. Also, Axle ear protection. I mean, these are the Gen 2. Haven't done a full review on them yet, but they're way better than the Gen 1 so far. Better sound quality, fit better, and on scorching hot days like today, these are way better than sweating your ears off in earmuffs. So, grenade pattern right here, squares. Probably my favorite, not only for the color, but the feel. I do need to get rid of that magazine disconnect in this thing. Safety. It's all about hand placement, which is why I wanted to get rid of that, with that place where I put my palm, to have that bump in there and make it a little bit more smooth. One of the many quirks of something made 30-some years ago. So let's take a look at the table, talk about the different types of panels you can get from Lock Grips. Firearm's been safety checked. You just can't release that hammer without inserting a magazine. One of the things that I do want to get rid of is that magazine disconnect right in there. Here are the original plastic grips you get. Here is that thumb rest, which may have been popular 30 years ago, but now I want more aggressive and thinner, which allows you to kind of get that high grip that I really like to have on my handguns. And of course that interferes a little bit with this at times. So I gotta be real careful, kind of aim for this ledge for that left thumb to avoid any kind of stoppages, anything like that. And it definitely, of course, will mess up the slide recoil as well to kind of lock back. But Lock Grips, L-O-K grips. Here are their bogies, same pair that I have on my Beretta 92FS. Love them. These are probably some of my favorites right here, the brown, black, but for some reason this red, black, which is their grenade, just kind of pops. And nice and flat. You kind of see if you're comparing grips side by side, they are thinner. All right, so that's a plus because these are a little bit thick. But here you go, these ones are very similar. Kind of see that there. Now you notice one thing with this particular one, when you look at the grenade or the bogies here, when I got them, they look like these right here, which is straight black, the roughneck, which are very aggressive. Now what do you notice different from all these? Now the roughneck, which is probably a good one to go with if you just want to strictly replace these, a simple black color, nothing too flashy right there. But it won't fit with this particular model because the Israelis put a lanyard loop on here. Now this could be removed, but I kind of wanted to keep it stock, even though it's a little risky because it might get in the way and interfere with some magazine changes. So here are the roughnecks right here. All these grips come with 2 rubber gaskets here. They're kind of like rubber washers that go into that screw, and then the screw goes in. Now this particular screw is the one that comes with the handgun, doesn't come with the new screws. So how do you go around this right here? Well, you actually have to take a Dremel and cut just the left side to make it fit. It's just the left side that has that. The right side is just fine and normal. So I took Dremel to this one, Dremel to this one, and then I left this one to kind of show you how much material you have to cut off. Just go slow. It's really not bad. This is G10 material, a lot of knives. All those types of grips you've already seen are made from G10. So far I really think the grenade is my first choice, followed by the bogeys right here, and then the roughneck maybe, just because I wanted something a little more flashier than black. But these are great if you don't want to run these all the time, if you don't like them, or if there's historical value to like some wood grips you might already have. You can take your grips off, save them, and then run something like lock grips right here. So let's get some more shooting in. This lanyard loop on the bottom here doesn't really get in the way of the actual magazine well when inserting the magazine. What I'm more concerned with is if you run your hand all the way up, you might hit that lanyard, and for some reason, depending on where your placement of your hand is, it might not go in all the way. But they weren't really doing a bunch of tactical reloads, I guess, back then as much. You gotta follow that thumb placement too, so you can kind of see how my grip is there. But you don't even want to be on the bottom side of this right here, and we'll talk about that in the review, because you will mess up and have the slide cause a malfunction. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this review on some lock grips, short and sweet. Grenades, probably my favorite just because they're a very mild texture, and then it kind of goes up from there. Bogeys, next one, which I love for my Bread and 92FS. If you didn't have bogeys already, I might actually go bogeys. They're kind of like a medium to me on how they feel and how grippy they are. Then you have, of course, the roughneck, which is very, almost like a stipple job, like a custom stipple job. But this handgun, it's not that thin. So, I mean, that grip is fine. You don't need something super aggressive unless you want it. But thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you found this review helpful. If you have any questions about lock grips or anything about maybe the FN Browning High Power, be sure to hit them down in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them. As always, subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up. Really helps me out. Head on over to Instagram. Follow me there. Like us on Facebook for all the latest and greatest deals on the internet. And I'll see you guys in the next review.